Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is middle of the month for April Tarot Oracle reading, and Libra, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Libra, we all have a little bit of Libra in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Libra in, that will give you more information about where this energy shows up for you. Also, this is a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is sitting on her throne. She is one of 4 queens in the Minor Arcana. She has learned the art of discernment. She's been there, done that, has a t-shirt, has a souvenir, has zero desire to repeat any of that experience. So this is someone who is done with the bullshit, and she does have her left hand out. She's like, I'm willing to receive. I just want to make sure, you need to make sure you come into me properly. And so if you're going to come towards her with any bullshit, it'll be off with your head. She has her sword up and she's ready. Her head's above the clouds. She totally understands what she wants and what she doesn't want. And that's how she is. She's considered to be the coldest of the queens, but she wasn't always that way. She got that way from having a few bad experiences. So she's very discerning. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is talking about a rebel with a cause. The knights would work for the king and queen, and they would deliver messages and communication far and wide to the kingdoms, and also protect the palace and the kingdom. And the Knight of Wands, his element is the element of fire, and it's represented by this wand. It's a wooden wand made, it represents passion and taking action. He does have this big red plume on the back of his head, which represents the energy of, he's a little bit of a hothead and he knows it, but he's learned to rein his emotions in so that he gets what he wants rather than, getting into unnecessary altercations with people. And he is someone that really wants to explore the mysteries of life, very adventurous, a free-spirited individual, sets high goals for himself. The energy and when it comes to love is very passionate and heartfelt. The danger with the Knight of Wands is that he can become, be impulsive, and it's not beneficial energy for him as well. Sometimes setting goals so high and not giving himself enough time to actually reasonably be able to complete it. So burning himself before he gets to the finishing line. And this is Sagittarius energy here, but this is also what I just described is the year of the fiery horse energy, which we entered on February 17th for the Chinese New Year. This energy will be with us until the 7th of February, and impulsive behavior is just not the way to go. And especially for fire signs, if you're, if I know Libra, you're not a fire sign, but if you are involved with a fire sign, the fire signs have to really watch this, because they already have a lot of fire, and this just can add that extra element to it. So this is talking about the internal forces. The internal forces come from within, and can you have control over that. And so the external forces you don't have so much control over, but you do have control over how you will respond or react. And you can tell the difference. If it's an internal force, you'll be asking the question, what if they do this and then I have to do that? What if I do this and then they do that? Kind of, it's a loop that you can get yourself caught up in. The woulda, shoulda, couldas of life, basically, and decisions. So yeah, this energy, so we're starting off with the underlying energy for the entire reading being use your discernment, and also Be passionate in whatever, but do not burn yourself out and cause unnecessary conflict with others. We don't see, this is an example right here of the Fool rushing in. This is another knight, and his element is air, represented by the sword. So the sword represents our mental intelligence, the discipline of our mind, and also, it's our thoughts, and our thoughts are expressed through words. And words can be written, or they can also be verbal. And so this knight, this is the strong energy for the fire horse energy. And this is exactly how you don't want to be in this fire horse energy this year. So we will be in the fire horse energy until February the 7th, I think it is, of 2027. And so this knight is sometimes considered a fool rushing in. We can only see half his sword. So it could mean that he only has half the story. Even the clouds, look in the background, how they look like they've been ripped, So it's very aggressive energy, very, sorry, my cat is getting comfortable. She's got happy feet. She's getting ready to purr for us. A cat's purr does raise the vibration to a healing energy. She takes her job very seriously, but when she gets in the zone like this, she has to do she can't help herself. She gets like in this ecstatic energy and she circles. But I think she's calmed down now. Are you getting that purr going? Good girl. Yeah, you're a very good girl. She takes her job seriously, so she can be a pain sometimes. Okay, you need to settle down and lay down now. All right, good girl. That's a good girl. All right, so I figure we can all use a little, actually a cat's purr is known to lower blood pressure, but I don't know if it's working for me right now. All right, we have, so this is exactly the energy you don't want to be in if you are in the year of the fiery horse energy. His horse is totally stressed out. He's rushing in with half the information. We can't see the point. And maybe he doesn't know the point of the information he's bringing in or the communication. He's got a red flag on the back of his helmet here. And he's running against the wind through barren land. So this is, this is like burnout energy for sure. So you might be feeling a little burnt out right now. Sometimes this can also represent a lot of emotion. And, this this knight might be running away from the information that the Knight of Wands has, because he's running away from something. Maybe he's running away from the Queen and the Knight of Wands. We don't know what he's running towards, but it's kind of interesting though. And then we have this, this is talking about, this is talking about the energy. So this is representing when you're in choppy water in the tarot. This rough water represents volatile emotion and having like, chaotic energy. And so this is wanting to move on to calmer waters, and the conveyor takes you to the divine so that you can chill out with the divine for a while and get some peace back in your life through meditation and prayer. And he has this long pole, and so he's the conveyor. He has to dig very deep with this pole to get into the mud at the bottom there to shove off, because in this rough water, and then to get the boat moving. And this energy represents overthinking. And sometimes with this, there's an adult with a child and there's no baggage. And that quite often can represent a need to heal your inner child. Like maybe something happened in your childhood and some of this information came in and it's talking a little bit about something about that. Or you're trying to heal from something that sometimes when our inner child is damaged or hurt and needs to be healed, that energy can be like something that happened that's affecting your relationships as an adult. And then we have the truth is coming in, and the truth is a gift from God. So the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And it is a reward for doing the inner work needed. And so this is saying when the truth comes out, it could be, you know, the truth will set you free, but it can also be very challenging to hear sometimes. If, you know, we never know, it depends on the truth, what truth that is coming out. So this energy is talking about, the truth is, though, a reward, because when you know the truth, then at least you're operating from a position of strength. When you make your decisions, you know the whole story. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. So Pentacles in the tarot represent the energy of health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimension. The Pentacles, you know, a big part of, you know, the 3D world is money for sure. And to have, you know, to be happy. But having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So the pentacle is represented by the coin, but it's really representing lifestyle. So it's not, but this particular card, the Four of Pentacles, represents the three levels of making money. There's the safe money, where he has a strong foundation. He's standing on here, so that's good. It says you have enough to pay your bills and all of that energy, but you don't have maybe enough to play with for investments or, you know, extras as much. This is your heart's desires. And then the crown and glory. And the crown and glory is when you follow your destined path. And then all of a sudden the pentacles keep coming because they're required for you to do your work. And so God makes sure that you have what you need to be on your path once you get on it, and, you know, you're steady. And so this energy sometimes talks about having to leave your comfort zone. You see, this person has their back to the city. It's very rare to be a hero in your own hometown. So, you know, you have to kind of be in a position where sometimes you might need to expand your business or expand your finances, etc., that you might need to move to a new location, maybe with more people, that kind of energy. This also can represent an energy of selling yourself short. So it's talking kind of like if you know, business opportunities and opportunities come up to improve your lifestyle and to make more money, but you never take them because you're playing it too safe, then that's, you know, selling yourself short, basically. So this can talk about playing small and selling yourself short. To get to the next level of finances, you pretty much do have to take calculated risks. And I do emphasize calculated. You do your research. You don't just, you know, just throw your money at anything. You make sure that you have done the best that you can to find out if it's a solid investment. And then we have this card is of transition. So this is talking that playing small, I feel like this energy, when the truth comes out, it's going to cause a transition in your life. And it is, you know, this is the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper is scary looking. A lot of people are afraid of this card when it comes out in tarot. But it rarely means like an actual physical death. What it means is there's a cycle ending and a new one beginning. And so the cycle is talking about death and rebirth. The Grim Reaper is a character that is in many cultures throughout the world and is just a representation of that death and rebirth energy. He has his flag here, and this flag is talking about, you know, light at the end of the tunnel. And you see again the path in the background with the sun here. This is representing the path of glory again. And so this energy is talking about the Grim Reaper comes in town to bring in change. And this older person is like bartering with him. We don't want your change, you know, like, can I give you money? Stay out of town. And that's not going to work. The change is the one constant we always have. What do they say? You can count on death and taxes and constant change. And then we have 2 children here, and this little one has got a flower in his hand, and he's offering a bloom to the Grim Reaper, saying, thank you for bringing new energy into our small little town here. The king has been trampled here, but that's not representing an actual king. It's representing systems and different systems basically, and government, etc., that are in place, and then they change and everybody's shocked. Oh, we're seeing a lot of that on the planet right now with files coming out, and we have the situation in Iran, and there's just a lot going on in the world in general. So a lot of people right now are feeling like the rug was pulled out from under them, and the astrological influences were really, really wild towards the end of February and the beginning of March. Just like unheard of energy in many ways. There was like 6 planets, and now a 7th moved into the sign of Aries. Like, that just doesn't normally happen. It's not something you'll see again in your lifetime, probably, or maybe in, like, if you had 3 generations. It doesn't happen that often. Like, we're talking about planets that are moving over, like Neptune, which it takes 14 years for it to move into a new planet. And it moved from Pisces energy into Aries. And then Saturn, a week later, moved in and will be there for 2.5 years. And we have like just Jupiter, Venus, the planet of love, moved in there. And now on the 17th of April, we have the moon will be in the sign of Aries. And because the moon is in the sign of Aries, it's left the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is the last horoscope sign in the zodiac. So it's talking not just about moving from one sign to another, but moving from one cycle to a new cycle like this. So this card's been coming up a lot. And so we have a lot of change. Like, we always have change, but like this is a lot of change. We're getting a little bit of a reprieve now. If you want to know more about that energy, because that's a reading in itself. I did readings for the new moon, the full moon, and the eclipses, because we also had eclipse season. On the 17th of February, March 3rd, we had another eclipse. Eclipses will last for about 6 months, and we'll feel that energy. And it's sort of gently percolating, and sometimes not so gently percolating on the back burner. And it kind of like, you'll look back 6 months later, and if you mark your calendar like for the end of February, and you'll notice like, whoa, and you look back at how much did you accomplish, and you might be really surprised at how much your life changed and how much you really did accomplish. Sometimes we sell ourselves short in saying, oh, I didn't get much done. But when you start really looking at it, you'll be like, wow, I did get a lot done. And so that's the kind of energy. You can look those up. I have that's on my playlist on my channel. It's the new moon, full moon playlist. Because I don't want to get too much into that now. I want to focus on moving forward here. The new moon that's coming up on the 17th is going to be in Aries, as I said. So it's adding to this energy and a new cycle energy coming in. And so the transition card has been showing up in a lot of the readings. And I'm not surprised at all to see it. We have here the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords has also been showing up quite a bit, and it's because a lot of people don't know which way to go. Like, for instance, Neptune, for 14 years, Neptune was ruling, it rules our idealism, the way we approach life. And, for it to move from like dreamy Piscean water energy into fiery, newborn Aries energy, it's basically for 14 years it was in Neptune, and it was kind of more idealistic. It's Neptune sort of is the planet that rules over how we approach life, like how, what's our attitude, how do we approach business, how do we approach other people, And it was in Pisces, it was much more dreamy, kind of more likely to give people another chance kind of energy. In Aries, it's just like, just throw out everything you've done for the last 14 years. You're going to have to figure out how to do it new now, just like a new baby. An infant baby has to learn, look what they learn in 1 year alone, right? So that's the kind of energy. And so this is causing a lot of people to be like a little feeling like, like as I said, like the rug was pulled out from underneath them. Then on top of that, we have the files and we have the Iran situation and we have a lot going on. So a lot of people are just kind of nervous energy is what I would say. So this represents someone who feels like they're in a mental prison and they feel duty bound. So this energy can sometimes talk about, I mean, she's got a blindfold on, but more because she doesn't want to see like the whole picture. Just like, it's kind of like, if I don't look at it, maybe it'll go away, and probably it won't. You may have noticed that. So at one point there could have been way more water here, but I feel like she's put 7 thoughts behind her now. And so just like, it's kind of like this card, you notice, like she has her back to the city. She has her back to her castle. And so this is saying that she may have had like a lot of very emotional decisions to make. And these are her thoughts. And she finally, okay, I've got that thought behind me, and now I got that thought behind me. And she's done 7, and she only has this one left. And that's, how am I going to move forward? What am I going to do with this energy? And this sometimes can also represent the thoughts of other people behind her back. And remember, our thoughts are expressed through words. So there could have been a lot of chit chat about what was going on in this person's life. And this is representing your daily routine, your habits, how you your health, that kind of energy. So we have at the beginning here, this is how you identify yourself right now. You're anxious and you're wanting to get some information coming in. So just take a deep breath and do your best to rein in your emotions, like the Knight of Wands. He's still passionate and he wants the information too. And he does have a plume on the back of his head, but it's not a red flag. And then we have this energy. Sometimes this can also represent hiring a private investigator, or sometimes hidden cameras that someone hid in your home kind of energy. That kind of, or hidden cameras at work, that sort of thing. A private investigator, an investigation of some sort. Then this energy here is talking about abundance and self-worth. And so you recognize, and this is really a very good thing, that you need some alone time right now, that you're going to go and pray and meditate so that you make strong decisions. Good plan. And then that will bring you to the truth. Now this also represents the communication from early life. So I'm just getting, you were taught not to lie as a child, and most of us know not to lie, or that it's not a good thing to lie, but not everybody follows those rules. And then we have your emotional foundation. So this is talking about having a solid base here, but maybe playing it a little bit safe. And it's saying don't sell yourself short and miss out on opportunities. And at the same time, you may need to leave your comfort zone to do so. And then we have your creativity, romance, and it's going through a transition. So this could represent some sort of transition in your romantic life, or maybe something's going on with your children, or maybe you're pregnant and you're about to have a child, that kind of energy. It also can, it's about talking about your creativity. And then this here is your daily routine and habits, as I said. So the internal forces, this is how you're basically feeling inside. Now we're going to take a look at the external forces, what's coming from the outside towards you. Well, look at that, a lot of opportunities here. So the 7 of Cups is representing, there's 7 cups here, and there's a gift in each cup. But some of the gifts are a little bit weird. You may notice there's a snake in one and a mushroom in another, and we've got beauty in another, and jewelry, and then a winner's wreath, and it's that kind of energy. So it's saying that these opportunities are all available for you because you've been staying on your destined path. And so in this position, but you have to, it's kind of like you're sucking all this energy in like a black hole, but at the same time, like a black hole, you are the center of your own universe. And so you have to put your own spin on it. You have to choose which of these opportunities are you going to choose. How are you going to carry them out? The opportunities are possibilities for sure, but they can be disguised as challenges. And because the universe wants us to pour our own energy and put our own spin into it. Sometimes being spoiled for choice, when there's so many choices, it makes it really challenging for people to come to a decision, right? And it could be talking about that kind of energy here as well. Like, I don't know which one to pick. You got to pretend you're on like one of those game shows where there's 7 doors, and you only have, you know, the clock is ticking, and you only have 10 seconds to to decide. It's that kind of energy. And then we have, so this is talking about whatever you do, those opportunities are meant for you. And so as long as you do your research and you pour your energy into it, it's saying that these can be launched and you be able to have success with them. This is talking about a project that's already been launched. The wands are landing, the actions have been taken. And so this is in your, also in your partnership, your commitments and marriage. Now this card can also sometimes represent pregnancy. And where did the pregnancy come up? I mentioned pregnancy for some reason, but I can't remember why. But anyway, sometimes this can represent conception, not just of a project, but of a baby. So be careful with that if that's not something that you want to be doing at this time. And then we have the star energy coming in. So the transition that we're talking about here is moving into your star energy. So that's awesome to see. So this is talking, the star energy is a galactic celestial energy. It's saying that you're following your North Star. And it's a healing energy, and because it's like you're being your authentic self, and you're doing what you came here to do. You're in your authentic energy. She's got her right foot in this universal water, and she's adding her own special qualities that she was brought into the world with. And she's taking that and mixing it with the universal water, and then pouring it out into the onto the earth. And so this is talking about taking what you came down from the heavens to do and pouring that out. And there's 5 different streams here, which represent the 5 points in the pentacles. And this is the transition that's coming in. So we have a transition here and here. So this clarity that the Queen has is actually really beneficial for you. And then this energy is, and I don't know, it just came to me also that this could represent that someone new coming in. If you don't have a partner, a significant other, this could represent someone, you know, is coming towards you. Also, it can represent sometimes like an energy of, if you are in a committed relationship or partnership in business or something like that. We don't have any cups of love out here. So this, you know, this energy could be more about, you know, your career. But it's talking about possibly launching a new project, or with a new partner, or someone that wants to back you financially, that kind of energy. And then here we have, this is talking about this energy here of meditation and prayer, and that's for your higher learning. And so this card is saying that taking the time to do that has been really beneficial for you. So this is talking about the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. And so the subconscious mind is formed by the time we're about 5, 6, 7 years of age. And when we're a baby, you know, we are like a sponge sucking in all our environment and all the information from that. And also, it's the thoughts of the people who are put in charge of our care that we tend to absorb a lot of that energy. It's heavily imprinted on us. And so well into adulthood, that's kind of the first mind, especially when we're triggered, and we're excited or we're having some strong emotion. We have Stella. Oh, she wants me to feed her. I forgot to put some chicken down for her. She's being a real pain in the butt. Cats are really funny. They're different from dogs. Like a dog would just sit at the bowl and, bark. But instead she does, she walks away and then comes back and is obnoxious. Cats have staff, dogs have owners. So this is talking about this energy here is the subconscious mind. As I was saying, when we get triggered, that's the one that we tend to rely on, and it's not the most reliable, really, because it's not even our own thoughts. It's the thoughts of the people who are in charge of our care. And then we have the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind, a lot of people will recognize, yes, I'm a human being with the soul. But from your soul's perspective, you are a soul traveling in a human body. And that's your vehicle for getting around. And if the soul's needs are not met, then the unconscious mind can become very loud and argue with the subconscious mind. And then we have the conscious mind, which is hey, I remember it, I was there, I saw it, I did it, that kind of energy. And so if you can get these three minds working together for you, then your mind should work for you, not against you. And sometimes the best way to discipline your mind is to lay it down. And so sometimes you just put your mind to rest, and this person is doing that through meditation and prayer. It looks like they're in a church, and on this church stained glass window is the word Pax, P-A-X, representing peace of mind. And so this is talking about learning to how to quiet your mind so that you're in a strong position for, making strong decisions. And it's well worth your while to do so. And then we have, this little shift disturber has been showing up in a lot of their readings too. There's a lot of shift going on that is hard to explain in the planet right now. It's like, well, okay, what's motivating these people? So the shift disturber is someone that likes to stir the pot, kind of like, not necessarily a bad person, but someone that has kind of like a goofy sense of humor or whatever. We don't really know what he's doing here, but there's a few things that we can notice. He's got 7 swords here. And, I sometimes, when I'm looking over here, I'm thinking, here's 7 swords here too. So it could be like, now we know like why it was so challenging, and we've got 2 here planted like here. So this card is, he's a walking contradiction. And because he's looking over his shoulder, he has to, apparently. And he's looking at the past, but he's moving forward into the future. And he is not looking where he's going at all. He's sneaky. He's on his tiptoes, yet he's in broad daylight. And so if he is a thief and he's stealing these swords, then, we can see you, but he's clearly not a thief in the night then. So this is someone that could possibly be involved in white-collar crime, meaning that, again, remember the swords are your words that are either on paper or verbalized. And so this could be the energy of someone doing paperwork in their office, and you wouldn't know. Like this could be money laundering, forgery, identity theft, that type of energy. So white-collar crime, and he's not looking where he's going. And what's really wild is the way he's carrying these swords. So these swords are, really super sharp. And no one carries swords like that. Like, why would you carry swords like that? Especially if you're not looking where you're going. He could lose his hands if he trips and falls. They're very sharp. So it's just like, if he's that careless with his own energy, how would you trust him with your own? It's kind of like, So if you're involved with that energy, you have to recognize, like, especially contracts or agreements or anything like that, you want to make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's. And it's just, you just have this gut feeling, oh, like, you just never know what this person's up to. And it's a challenging energy if you have to live with someone like that. And so this is talking about reconciliation. So reconciliation would imply that there needs to be some sort of forgiveness to be able to reconcile with someone. Sometimes the reconciliation can talk about, you know, the inner child energy. We've got, looks like children playing in the yard, and this can represent needing to reconcile your inner child with your adult energy so that you kind of quiet down that subconscious mind a little. And this is, you know, you can forgive someone and never have anything to do with them again. So just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you automatically want to reconcile. But to reconcile, quite often you might need to have some forgiveness or an apology or some kind of energy around that. This card is also, it's kind of like this card. It's a walking, this is has a lot of illusions in it. You know, at first glance you think, oh, these kids are playing with these flowers in a yard and there's someone watching over them. But then when you look again, you realize, wait a minute, that's a gnome and this is a little tiny woman. And when you look at her from the front, she looks like she's young, but when you look at her from behind, she looks like she's an old hag, basically. And this gnome is offering them flowers that don't belong to him. Like, they belong to whoever's yard this is. And the old hag's irritated. She's like, we don't want your damn flowers. And she's like ready to walk away. They're wearing a white glove. And so the white glove represents they don't want to get their hands dirty. But the young woman version is like being nice. She's people-pleasing. And so this energy is saying, are you going to be a people-pleaser your whole life, or are you going to be able to stand up for yourself if you need to and say, I don't want your flowers? You don't have to explain it to him. You could just say, I don't want your flowers. But she has to be nice about it. So she might get into a 20-minute conversation about why she doesn't want the flowers. It's because she doesn't want to hurt his feelings, that kind of energy. So this is saying... also, the white flowers in tarot represent innocence, and these flowers are not innocent because they're from the nightshade family, and it's actually datra, and datra is a plant that if children or pets were to ingest it, it could make them very ill. And so this is, you know, not something you would let children play with. And datra sometimes is used by shamans in their ceremonies for adults, and they know the dose because they've been doing it for centuries, is to create visions, you know, to help people heal in their ceremonies. And then this person that's watching over them, actually, when you look closer, he's walking away, which is okay because clearly these aren't children anyway. But so that there's a lot of illusions in this card, and it may represent illusions from your childhood, that things were different maybe from the way you thought they were. You're going to have to stop being a pain in the butt, Stella. You're just going to have to stop being a pain. Come on now. Be a good girl. I'll feed you some chicken as soon as I'm done here. All right. Now we have, let's see, we have one more card here to go. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is representing an energy of, this is talking about the give and take in life. It's when, this is having had a lot of experience in life now. This is pre-Empress energy. So the Empress energy in the tarot is in the major arcana, and it represents someone who has all the qualities of the four queens from the minor arcana. And that energy is, you know, it's through practice, basically. Knowing how much are you going to invest in someone or something, and who are you going to invest in, and what do you anticipate the return being? Is it a fair exchange of energy? That kind of energy. And so this is someone that has learned this very well. And if you've ever heard of Nikola Tesla, he always would talk about the 369, and he'd say that if you knew the beauty of the 369, you would have the key to the universe. And I feel like this card reminds me of that energy. Like he's talking about a ratio. So she has her hand on 6 pentacles, and then she's got 3 here. So like 2/3 of what she has, she always keeps. She knows she needs this to be able to keep her household running, to have her businesses running, to make sure she meets her, her requirements, like paying her bills, etc. And then have a little bit left over in case, like, say an appliance breaks down or the car needs repairs or something. Like, there's a bit of a fund there. And then she has these other 3 pentacles, and she might use one for more risky investments that she's willing to take a bit of a chance on. And then this one might be for charity, and this one maybe she's saving up for a vacation for her family. So this is talking about understanding that you have to look after yourself first to be able to be there for others. And this is important energy because, like, even if you get on a plane, they'll tell you if the oxygen masks come down, make sure you put yours on first. And if you're a mother, the first thing and you have a baby with you, you're going to want to put that mask on that baby first. But the problem with that is if you faint after you put that mask on the baby's not going to be able to look after itself, and the baby's not going to be able to help you. So that's why they tell you that. And this is talking about making sure that your environment is supporting your business life, like your home life and your business life support each other. And this is talking about decluttering. Like, the less clutter you have around you and the more organized you are, the easier it's going to be for you to be productive. And so that's talking about that type of energy here. All right, so this is saying basically that, like, this is in the position of blessings coming in. So there could be something from the past here that you're not aware of. And this is a lot of money. This is generational wealth. This is a legacy that you could hand down to your children and your children's children. There's only 10 pentacles and we've got 9 here. So it looks like you're going to do very well. Just, stay on your path and, take those calculated risks if you want to move forward. But there is some sort of energy that you're healing from. And there's always something for everybody. But I feel like this is something from your childhood that you may or may not be aware of. If you're leaving the reading here, Libra, thank you for your time and energy. Give it a like and comment, please, because it does really help me build my channel. I really do appreciate it. And I'm going to clarify for those of you who want clarification. So I'm using my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS. And I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. I have a gallery on my website, and it has the paintings listed in the gallery. I worked on, there's 64 paintings. I started this in 2007. And in 2020, I completed the 64th painting. There's a lot of 3 foot by 4 foot dragon paintings. Dragons like their paintings to be big. They say be big, or what is the saying? Go big or go home. But they're saying go big and take me home. So the dragon energy, like there's about 30 paintings that are really large and they're quite detailed. So they're dragons from the future, from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And I had a lot of fun doing it, but I finally finished the 64th painting at the end of 2020, and now I'm getting ready to bring it out. The numbers on the cards I'm using here have the numbers as they are in the gallery on the paintings. So if you want to look them up, you can. I will put them in the order they appear here, so you know which ones to look for. So this is the card that wants to come out, is Justice. So this is talking about the Queen of Swords. She wants justice for something, and there could be some missing pentacles or some sort of energy around that. So this is talking about justice and redemption from karma. So she may have been, there may have been karma here that needs to be resolved as well. And karma, a lot of people feel like it's punishment, but karma is actually cause and effect for your actions and inactions. And so this energy of justice, if you could have direct karma, And that's from your actions or inactions, you yourself. Or you could have indirect, which could be your ancestors and even your descendants. It can be people you associate with in business, that kind of energy, your friends, your family. And then there's the karmic spaces, which we all easily, if we're human, we fall into them pretty easily. Karmic spaces are very commonly pits that we get into. This is wanting harmony. And this is talking about harmony in the words. So it's again saying don't get all like hot-headed and let your temper run with you, and or go on social media, you know, and see something and then you tweet it all over the place, and then the next thing you know is oh shoot, it was actually AI and it wasn't true. And it's like, oh, you know, so be careful of that type of impulsive energy all throughout the year. And we've got 26 here. In 2026, it's not beneficial energy to be impulsive. There's just too much new energy in too many planets coming in. It's like new. And you have to sometimes just take a moment to really, okay, now you know, this is how I would have done it in the past, but is that going to work in the present energy now? And so it's like remembering that. We have worldly and otherworldly desires. This is a karmic space. Yeah, this is talking again about like being, making sure that you're going after your authentic desires, that this is what you really want, not something that you're just doing because that's the way you always did it in the past. We have Taurus energy coming in. So this is talking more about the give and take, learning the give and take as a toddler. And you may have noticed toddlers are very lovable, but boy, when you ask them to share and they don't want to, they can be like a bull in a china shop, and the bull represents the Taurus energy. So this is the baby of the Pentacles energy. And so this is when someone has matured and they really understand that give and take. And they understand that it's not just money, it's your time, your energy, what you pour into it. When the horoscope signs come up in a general collective reading like this, I just want to point out, I'm not talking about an individual. I'm focusing on the actual sign itself and what can we learn from each of the signs. Like they each have their strengths and weaknesses, and we can learn from that. You know, if you have your birth chart done, you'll notice you have most people have most of the signs, you know, in somewhere in their chart. Not always, but usually most of them. And so the Empress energy, if, you know, it could be true, this energy, you could say, no, Colette, it is a Taurus, and just use your judgment that way on your own personal level here. It could represent a Taurus energy, but that's just not my intention. So I want to be clear about that. And then the truth coming in is the gift, because it's going to propel you forward into the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And this energy is going to elevate you, it's saying, to the Empress energy if you keep going in the direction you're going, which is a huge accomplishment. You know, it's a strong energy. And then we have the Scorpio energy is talking about being able to elevate, or are you going to conquer? So it's that kind of energy. And Scorpio energy, you have to they're the sexual gladiator of the horoscope signs. So the energy is about really producing and creating from your sacral chakra. And one of the main things we can produce is a baby. So again, this conception energy is coming up. So if you don't want to conceive a child at this time, take care of yourself that way. This is the Tower. And this is talking, it says divorce on it, but basically what it's saying is that the worst divorce of all could be from source energy, from God. And so this is the Tower. When the Tower hits, it's never like pleasant. And but usually you can feel it coming, because the universe has been trying to tell you need to pay attention to something, and you haven't been paying attention. And so then what happens is a transition, a change comes in, because the Tower hits and the lightning hits the Tower and people are falling out of it, and it's kind of like, oh, now you have to pay attention. It's talking about not paying attention to what your true reality is, and you need to. And then we have the Emperor energy, and this is talking about in your daily habits and routines. So the Emperor is all about performance. The Emperor wears his armor underneath his robe. He's ready to go at a second's notice. Like he's all about, it's that male alpha and alpha male energy, always ready for opportunity, someone that, you know, the pack respects basically. So he is someone that gets shift done. And people will go to him for advice. We have the Hangman energy, which is talking about having that balance. The Hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge until his aura gets bright, and he's upside down because he wants to get a new perspective on something. And so that's what this is saying. Like anytime you're starting a new project or whether, do it with balance. You know, like make sure that you look into the research in that, and that, you know, you're not just throwing yourself into something and then finding out, oh, you did everything the hard way. Take a little bit of time to be balanced in your approach towards that. Look, like the Hangman, look at things from all perspectives. And then we have the father figure energy. So this is like a major accomplice of problems we have. We have the usual suspects like the astrological influences and karma that affect our ability to move forward in a strong way. But we also have major accomplices. So sometimes this energy, like this is again saying a father figure that's sitting on this conception card again. So I'm just getting like there could be some sort of energy here in your life that you want to take a look at now, whether or not that's like, because Libra energy is when you're mature enough to get married and start a family. So maybe you're wanting to start a family here. And this is a sign for you, hey, high performance. But if you're not wanting to start a family, it's saying high performance. You're very fertile right now. You have the Empress, and see the Empress energy is, she's said to be pregnant with possibility. And so that can just be about bringing projects in, but it can be like an actual pregnancy. We have the sexual gladiator here. We have a tower coming in, and hey, we love babies, and they're always a gift, but if they come and they're not with your partner or something like that, it could be challenging. And this is talking again, high performance and a father figure. So just keep that in mind, that, you know, you want to make sure that, you know, and this is talking about having strength in the integrity to be on your path and to bring your special qualities down to earth in a strong way. We have Trauma Queen. Yeah, life's a slice, hold the drama. If life is getting a little bit dramatic for you and you're finding like, oh, I can't breathe, then you need to just go inward for a little while. And it's going to be really important with all these new changes coming up. It's like, oh, everything's new. Like it can be kind of making things a little more challenging. So sometimes just find something, some way for you to, you know, pull that energy back to inwards, and so you're strong at the core. If you're good at meditating, meditate. If that's going for a walk in nature, whatever that is, do it. Calm your mind, calm your nervous system. And the sun is shining on this energy here. So this here is talking about your reputation and your career. And perhaps the person that you were with before was ruining your reputation just through association, because they're so goofy. Like people couldn't take you seriously because they couldn't take them seriously. That's maybe not fair, but that's the energy I'm picking up. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. And so the sun is just covering this card and saying, you know, perhaps you need to, if you don't want to be in drama, this is not the person that you necessarily want to choose to have children with, that kind of energy. And then we have the transition coming in again. So this can be saying like someone might be coming in from your past that you've had in your life before. Be careful about revisiting the energy. People quite often will show us who they are the first time around. So if they've left you in this kind of energy, you might want to consider going for the new. That would be up to you. Use your intuition. And then we have traditional structure coming in. So the Hierophant. And this is talking about justice coming in a situation. So if you're looking for justice in a situation, and it's sitting on the pentacle energy, and we have this white collar crime kind of energy here, you know, with this trauma and drama, that kind of energy. So, you know, just you would know your situation. The Hierophant is representing that the traditional structure of the law enforcement, that kind of energy coming into the picture. And we have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, which is what you say in a court of law. We have the energy of major transition. This mental prison can actually represent physical prison. And we have also this energy of, where did I see it? Of the, you know, of the possibility of white collar crime. And then we have the Hierophant sitting on pentacles here. So, I mean, you may or may not even know that there was something that went on, but don't be shocked if that comes in, because there's some sort of reality check coming in here. And I mean, it could end in divorce if it was something that your partner did behind your back, and it affects like your lifestyle and your pentacles, and it was something that you have to go to court for, and all that kind of energy. So, you know, it's saying be aware, use your intuition, and recognize that we're in some really, you know, I would say it's challenging times, but remember, there's that a lot of times the more challenging a situation is, the more possibility there is to really be productive with it. We have both the Emperor and the Empress in your energy here. This is saying whatever you're going through, it's going to elevate you to being a really strong person. You're going to learn, you're learning a lot. You know, and sometimes when we learn something the hard way, we always remember it, and we don't have to learn it another time. You know, we don't need to repeat it. So I do hope you've enjoyed this energy, Libra. Give it a like and comment if you have. I will be back with another reading for you regarding the new moon coming up next. Bye for now.